This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you guys, the pit crew, are the real star of today's show. And thank you, Michael Clark. Started things off on Taco Tuesday, right? And, you know, it's funny you mentioned Taco Tuesday. There's a place around the corner from me called Badass Tacos, and it has a very good review. I'm going to go get 2 tacos. Taco Tuesday! So that's going to be my plan of the day at some point. But happy Tuesday, everybody out there, and hope you're having a good day. And what is going on in our world of sim racing? And, you know, a lot of little things are going on. So we're going to kind of jam through a few of these, and maybe some of the stories are worth going in greater detail. Now, if you want to win a free copy of Motorsport 7, and you got to kind of weigh this, the value of Motorsport 7 and Forza 7, and what you got to do. You need to follow Tanner Faust, which I don't know if I want to follow Tanner Faust. Sorry, Tanner. I'm always ragging on Tanner Faust. I'm not a big Tanner Faust fan. But you need to follow Tanner Faust and follow Forza Motorsports on Twitter, and then tag a Forza fan, and that would make you eligible for the drawing on Friday, May 11th to win a copy of Motorsport 7. Seems like a lot of hurdles to go through to win a copy of that game. Hey, Stu, how you doing? Good morning to everybody out there. Pizza Frenzy Man, it's Taco Tuesday. I'm in a hell of a mood, apparently. Anyway, what else is going on? Project Cars 2 this week, they've switched things over, so now we are at Indianapolis road course. I really meant to take advantage of the Long Beach, and I didn't. We did do our event last week for Monday Fun Day at Long Beach, but I didn't get out there and do the triple threat like I wanted to. Perhaps I'll get in on Indy. Send me your screenshots of you guys on the leaderboard, and I will be sure to show it on the show. So I'm waiting on you guys to take me up on that. Next up, Formula 1. They're trying to gear up for the Baku City Circuit, the next event, the F1 eSport. So they are putting up, or they put up their last week's highlights video showing you some of the best competition going on in F1 eSport. And, you know, again, this is something I will continue to cover because these guys, and we've talked with Brendan Lee here in the studio, and, you know, great guy, but this is one of the most cutthroat, most coveted prizes in all of sim racing. So we will be following it all season long with round 2 coming up at Baku. Chris, we'll talk a little bit about Wreckfest in a moment. Did I thank Michael Clark for his generous Taco Tuesday donation? I just want to make sure I did. Thank you. It happened before the show. I just want to make sure. WRC showing their leaderboard by teams. And so in the team championship, WRC Drivers Club, I believe that's where Subi, I think that's what team he's on. Virtual Drivers by TX3 in second, Esport and Cars in third. So those are the goings on, and this was the screenshot, today's pit stop thumbnail, and that goes from SR Mugello 21. Moving right along, Race Room, if you try to get in there this morning, they are doing maintenance. We always wonder whenever we hear and see about maintenance, well, what is that going to be? What do we get? What are we going to get? Is it getting better? Is it just a little fixy? Is there something hidden in that update that we don't know about yet? You never know. So we'll have to tune back in with Race Room. They're probably back online by now. iRacing is promoting the new World of Outlaws Sprint Car Championship, and with $17,000 on the line in that series, so another one of those world championship level. But if you share any of the broadcasts of the World of Sprint Car Championships, you'll be eligible to win 2 passes to any World of Outlaws event in 2018. That is something that I would like to win. I would love to. I've been to Outlaws. Shoot, Darren Gange is in the audience. You were Outlaws with me. And seeing those cars go around the track is an experience that you can't find in any other motorsport. You talk about the upper echelons of motorsport. You talk about the Formula 1. World of Outlaws is the Formula 1 of dirt track racing. And if you've never seen them in person, it'll blow your mind. They are like dragsters going in circles. It's insane how fast those little cars are. FA Racing has a bio video, just so that you can get to know Sebastian Job. And this kid, and I say kid because he's a young guy, He won the JMR scholarship, which gave him a shot at running real-life open-wheel cars. He's already eligible for the F1 Esport Pro Draft. He's one of those multi-purpose, modern, young guys. I don't know if I have the energy to do what this kid does. He's doing it all. He's sim racing at the highest level and real-life racing simultaneous to that. And if you want to learn more about him, you'll find it at the FA Racing G2 Twitter page, Fernando Alonso Racing G2 Logitech page. And these guys are the ones setting the world on fire. I mean, we've talked about Redline being the most dominant team in sim racing for a decade, easily a decade. And at this point, if I were going to have to name their closest rival, because the climate, the world, the battleground has changed, and FA Racing has got to be seen as one of the biggest or best sim racing teams out there, for sure. Yes, the show is started, Chris. Is that what you're talking about? Next up, Ricmo Tech. They have a really nice setting. Look at this. They are hanging out at Prestige Imports. This is, I believe, in the Miami area. And look at that. That's the perfect venue for a full motion simulator of that caliber amongst, and you can see the exotics in the background. I see some reflections of some very, very exotic cars. And anyway, that's a great place. If you're in the area and you want to take a Ricmo Tech full motion simulator for a spin, you can get down there to Prestige Imports. I remember CXE Simulations was always looking for venues like this where they could just be seen in that proper light, you know, with the right background art. To me, these exotic cars, you know, these are art to me, for sure. Jesse, you're very welcome. Glad to have you. Next up, Microsoft announces Project Connect for Azure with its next generation depth camera. So, not sure how many of you have used Connect. I've used it a little bit with moderate success. Anyway, they are looking at the next generation of Connect and what can it do. They are giving companies more tools to work with the new camera, to work with the new features of it, because again, you think of this world we're in with the VR, hand tracking being needed, motion, and where are you in the room and what are you doing? These things are becoming more and more important. So here's a whole article. If you want to read more about it, get all the details. If you're a real techie guy, venturebeat.com has a write-up, and you can get all the details for yourself. Article here at ARS Technica, talking about racing needing new fans and paywalls, and geo-blocking aren't helping. This was sort of similar to the rant that I went on yesterday. They talk about cutting the cord, where things are covered, how we absorb, how we get our racing footage, and how it's changed, and that's been detrimental to it, specifically talking about the World Endurance Championship. But I completely agree with aspects of this article. You can check that out at ARS Technica, and it's something that I think we have to think about as motorsport fans. I want to thank Sean Seabrand, Pro Sim TNT, in the audience, and he has put together a little promo for this season's contest, and you can check this out at Pro Sim TNT, and it's a proper promo, and I wish I took and had the time to do this for our series, but thank God Sean has. So this season we will be stepping up into the Porsche 911 RSR series. That'll start Wednesday at 6 with Attack the Track, and then Thursday and Friday night racing. I really hope that you'll come out and join us and get out there and do some racing in the Porsche RSR, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And come join us on Wednesday for practice. We have a server running 24/7. You can go do that anytime you want. Next up, just a game that I always love, so I'm just going to mention it really quick. This is at linkcable.com, talking about rumors of a new Hitman Wave Race and Capcom's new game. I played this game a lot back in the day, so when I saw this, I thought, oh, that's a cool story. It was sent in to me by the man. Just letting you guys know, I don't want to take too many diversions out there beyond sim racing, but I think that's a game we love. I'll talk about a few games, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, and maybe some Hitman. Cool deal right now on a EVGA GTX 1080 Ti, down to just $770. So we saw that whole going like that, you know, in the pricing, and it's coming back to us. And if you're looking to buy and build a computer, which I am currently doing, that's not a bad deal. Speaking of not a bad deal, here's a $50 case. So if you're just looking for a budget case with a glass cover so you can see all your pretty wiring and pretty diodes and LEDs and water cooling, this case will show it off nice from the company Corsair. Those are both at PC Gamer, by the way, if you want links to where you can get. Here's an article, and I'm not going to talk about it much. Just it's one of those topics that I just want to touch upon, just so you guys are aware. So if one day the world changes and all of a sudden everything sucks, you'll at least say, you know, Sean did mention and talk about this. But here's an article from Science Friday talking about net neutrality and what it can mean to, like, rural areas. Forget, like, the common areas, Los Angeles or the metro cities. But what if you live out in the suburbs? What if you live out in the boonies? How will net neutrality affect you where you are worth even less to them? I mean, that's the bottom line when you talk about net neutrality. What are you worth to them can affect your pipeline. And I guess it already does, because I can pay for basic cable. I can pay for 400. I could pay for 800. And so I guess to an extent we already are paying for the priority or fast lane. Just how much will that go into their control? Speaking of which, Comcast having a whole article on kind of the dirty side. So if you want to hear some of the dirty side of what's going on behind the scenes in the world of internet, but techdirt.com talking about Comcast and what they're doing. As people are cutting the cord, they are more dependent on the internet. That's kind of part of cutting the cord isn't just hanging an antenna and getting the basic televisions from your area. Part of cutting the cord is going to the internet and a la carting your entertainment via YouTube, Netflix, HBO Direct, all these type of avenues and choices. Well, Comcast is already gearing up to charge you. Well, fine, cut the cord. We're just going to charge you even more for internet access. And with the monopolies that they have, they're going to be able to do it. So just remember that when you think about the future. After it'll sold out for the rest of the year. Which game are we talking about there? Next-gen video cards. Prices are going to go down. Yeah, but you got to build when you got to build. Linksys has a new router that is specifically built to work with your Xbox One. So if you are doing a lot of wireless gaming via the Xbox, this could be, and I don't know, you can read about it at Engadget.com, but this is maybe the router to have if that is exactly what you want out of your internet connection. That could be cool for a lot of people. Article here at Kotaku.com talking about the big war that NVIDIA and AMD are already at and is likely to continue getting more and more heated. So, I've said it a few times. This is a great battle for us. This battle means better products, lower prices, better availability. So, go at it, boys. Get in the ring. Have it out. I'm going to give this is for sale at Kijiji.com, and I'm going to give this credit for being the world's greatest simulator. It looks like some sort of a play seat variation type rig built into one of those kids' beds. And I love the context. I could probably do a better job with the decorating of it. Maybe it was done by the original owner of the bed. But $750 and it's yours. You can find that at Kijiji.com. Yeah, see, and then you run into that kind of problem. Yeah, I hear you, William. Yeah. Yeah, Simpit's going 8,700. Woo-yah! These guys claim to have the least expensive motion sim out there. And I see we have a sim experience rep here in the audience. And he actually calls you guys out. Now, I'll give him credit. Pricing, sure, these are some damn cheap motion sims. But this reminds me of like the DIY wiper motor type operation, to be honest with you. Anyway, oh, look at that, Sim Experience steering wheel. But there you go. There is one of the least expensive motion sims that you're going to be able to get in action. And, we'll have to see. It's from a company called DOF Reality. Not new news, but I just saw those prices. It was sent in, and I thought, wow, that is remarkably cheap. There you go. This, they called it the big one. This could be the big one. NASCAR owners are currently in talks to sell the series. So they have actually talked to Goldman Sachs to see what the valuation would be. Are there any potential buyers? And NASCAR could be up for sale. The entire thing. Been in the France family since its inception. Are we at the 3rd gen? Any huge NASCAR fans heads out there? Is this the 3rd generation of the Frances now running? Because there's this, I don't know the exact way the line goes, but there's something about family money. How, one father starts it, the junior or the next usually expands on it, trying to live up to his dad's name and reputation, and it's the 3rd one who ruins it. I'm not sure if we're at the 3rd gen of Frances, but they might just have given up on the whole concept as ratings plummet and attendance plummets and sponsors are, backing out. So I need your guys' help on this one. WCCF Tech has this article talking about the GTX 1180. So we talk about the new cards coming out, dropping the prices even more. So we are at 3rd gen. So there you go. What do you know? The saying is somewhat true. Anyway, here's a whole write-up on the 1180. No, it's not down to that kind of price, Pizza Frenzy Man. I don't know what 12 NM is. That Newton meters. How is a Newton meter a computer thing? And FinFET surfaces. And I don't know what any of that is. And I'm sure if I read the entire article, it might give me a lesson. But for all you techie people, here is a great article on the details of the new 1180 card. Any of you guys know what that 12NN and FinFET and all that stuff means, be sure to let me know because I need the education. And beyond that, I want to know how that makes my old card inferior. Nanometer. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Next up, Lionheart. They just had their big event over at Pocono. And if you want to check out the entire event, it is up at Global Sim Racing Channel on YouTube. And this was another one of those great races by, Lionheart. Their series is really cool. Come on, thing. Work with me. There we go. Their series is cool. They run a fixed setup, and they have some of the best. So this week we saw another great week of racing, and at the beginning, things were pretty normal, but in the end, it was Kinsella who was able to actually do, let me see if I can cue it up. No, I shouldn't let the cat out of the bag, but this is the kind of racing that you saw all day long. And in the end, it was Kinsella who won the race, and I believe that is his 3rd race of the season. But I'm encouraging you to go check it out because it was a very exciting race, and I read the write-up on it. It's like, man, these guys at Lionheart, they know what they're doing. They know how to race, and check them out. Go watch them. Maybe we'll run another practice with them when we can get a chance. But Pocono's a fun track that does lead to mayhem because of the high speeds and tight racing. So congratulations, guy at Lionheart, for round 5 at Pocono. And you can find all that out at lionheartracingseries.com. Beyond that, I just want to mention last night we did do another edition of WreckFest. And I'm mentioning it because we had such a good time. You can check out that stream. It was up yesterday. And the real reason I'm mentioning it is we are off a week on Monday, Fun Day, with WreckFest because something wasn't working when we tried to run it. Got it up and running. Next week, I'd like to have a lot of fun with some WreckFest. So if you guys are interested in running WreckFest with us, send me an email, sean@thesimpit.com. Make sure you have WreckFest on the PC. And we are going to do another Monday Fun Day with WreckFest, which they had new tracks and a few new cars. And I think with the big group, it's going to be some of the most intense, fun cutthroat racing you're ever going to get, because it's literally cut each other's throats. So that's going to do it for today. Great show once again. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the conversation and making it worth doing the Pit Stop each and every day. Be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with another edition of the Pit Stop. Other than that, I'm off for the rest of the day working on a review, setting things up, because tomorrow I'm going to film a live review. I'm not going to play it live to the world. I'm going to film it live with the patron guys, and then I'm going to edit that down to get the proper B-roll where it belongs. And I'm going to get that video done right away this week. I'm going to just pick I'm reviewing these cool Thrustmaster headphones. I figure let's keep it a little easy on the first live review just to make sure and see how it goes. I want to know if it works, or do I have to go back to the old style. So that's something that'll be for the patron group only tomorrow. I'll give you guys details on Discord and send an email out to the group letting you know exactly when we're going to do that live filming. So that will be tomorrow, though. And then tomorrow night we'll have Attack the Track at 6. Sorry, I always got a long list of shows we got going on because we have so many things going on. So I better get off the air so I can get to it. You all have a great day. Get out there and do some racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.